it's not going to be hot. So I'm just going to take a little walk, check in on all the plants, and show you guys how everything's doing, and then probably get to doing some up potting. But down here, I've brought some weeby little pumpkins down here. I don't know if I'm out onto the spill onto the ground or go up the the net. And then we got some ube growing through here. Tons and tons and tons of these long loofah, not giant loofah. Giant loofah is the fatter variety. And then we've got vines going here. We've got loofah going next door to the neighbor's house. Lots of little marigolds down here. And as you can see, just loofah flowers everywhere. They're doing really good. Now under here, I do have bitter melon somewhere. The loofah's kind of shading it out and probably keeping it alive. But we have the bitter melon vine in here, which is the lighter, smaller leaves. So far, it's had some male flowers. It did have a couple female flowers a while back that fell off. They weren't pollinated, but I think that might be the fact that they're kind of covered up right now. But as long as the plant's getting stronger while it's still pretty hot, I'm okay with that. And then, oh, let's go ahead and pick some stuff while we're out here. These are, I believe, miniature orange bell. They're absolutely tiny. I thought they were going to be bigger than this. Oh, we just branch off of there. Oh, there we go. So there's some little miniature bells. And keep going down here. We've got, of course, the loofah, which just takes up half of this trellis. But we've got a bunch of cowpeas sticking out here that are starting to grow. More loofah flowers. Oh, look, here's a little dry pod. There's one of our cowpeas. Pop it open. I'm just really going to sprinkle it in the yard, but you can see the nice little beans you get out of that. And then hiding under here, under our loofah vine, is this big loofah right here. It's already over a couple feet. And behind that, see if you can see the top is way up here. And that goes all the way down. Let's see if I can. Oh, that poor thing. I'm glad these vines are strong. I didn't mean to let it slip out of my hand. But you can see how far that is. We'll sit that down a little more gentle. And then we've got more of our long loofahs. This one I'm going to pick off. It doesn't look like it was pollinated. And I know the bugs have gotten bad, but I'm not spraying anything on it. I got to bring some clippers out here. I'll grab those in a few minutes. But that loofah is ready to come off. I know we've got some more giant ones in here. All the way down just about to the ground. Oh, we got a vine. Every time I see the vines trying to escape and into the yard, I just take them and kind of pop them up through the net there. And they're going to stay in there. So then I got some space. We're going to try and fill that up this week. This is Chinese red noodle long bean variety. You can see those are just absolutely insanely long, especially in the beginning, because I notice usually the first few beans they make usually are not quite as big, but these are really, really nice. I'm actually ran out of seed, so I'm actually going to let these go to seed right away. They'll keep on growing, and I'm going to do that to get more seed out of those right away. This is supposed to be a lime green zinnia. It's more yellow, but it's still very beautiful. That was our first giant loofah that was growing. You can see how big that is. And then we've got a couple different types of sweet potato. Another loofah plant starting out. This is one of the vines. When I cleared out some of the old vines, it kind of fell, so I have it kind of woven through the fence to hold it up. We have another round of little cucuzzas going. All kinds of little babies on here right now. And this one, I wasn't sure if it was going to flush again with fruit. So I saved the one that didn't get eaten up by bugs, and I'm letting this kind of firm up and give me some seed. We've got a colorful purslane. These are the purple hull pink eye cowpeas. And you can see they're absolutely adorable. They start out with a green pod, and then as they mature, they get this dark, beautiful purple color to them. That's another ube plant, which is looking awesome. And then down here we have our regular, not extra long loofahs. These are just a regular loofah. And these are about almost ready to take off of there. I'll let it dry out just a little bit more, but before it turns brown. These are the sorghum. Everywhere I cut them back, they're completely reblooming and they're sending up more sprouts. This is a broomcorn variety, so it's got a really loose head. Hi, Jane. I can't really type on this phone right now, but I do see you there. I'm saying hi. And then all these, the same thing. I trimmed them back. You can see this one where I trimmed it, and then way up there where it's resprouted. Now, when I retrim them, I'm actually going to trim them like maybe 2 nodes over the top of the pot, so they're not quite as high and they're easier to work with. These ones I trimmed a little lower. Here's a brand new sprout. But it's really awesome that you can get multiple crops out of it. Oh, look, it's still there. There's a monarch that just hatched out of its chrysalis this morning, and it's still hanging out there, drying off, getting used to having some wings. And if you look right here, there's another empty monarch chrysalis. So they've been hatching all over around here. I have so many videos right now of the monarchs. And this is our white roselle. You can definitely tell it's my plants because when you look around, you find them picked off, missing the calyxes because I walk around and snack on these. They're so good. That's the white variety. Of course, more sorghum. There's my moringa tree. And, well, if the wind stops blowing it, it's starting to get some more flowers up here. And also has its very first drumstick pod. And this is some okra. I believe this is long potted Perkins okra. Some more purple sweet potatoes down in some of the empty spots. A little bit of Thai basil. This here is a really good pollinator plant. It's a scorpion tail plant. I'm not sure the scientific name, but it's a really good plant and it's very strong here. This is a red burgundy okra. It's not looking so great. I'm probably going to go ahead, top it, see if it'll, put out some strong side shoots, but if it still looks weak, I'll go ahead and pluck this one out. Here's more of our little pollinator plant. And I want to step back so you guys can see the size of this roselle. That's one plant in a 7-gallon pot. And it's easily 5 or 6 feet wide and like 4 feet tall. And I'm going to show you how many blooms this thing has. These are the beautiful roselle or sorrel flowers. They're very pretty. But if you look down each and every stem, there is nothing but buds. And this stem, for example, has a stem of buds, and then each stem has a whole nother stem of buds coming off of it. So this is going to be so many calyxes off of just one plant. I'm going to see if I can look down here and show you. This is just one plant. That's the size of it. It's huge. It has completely overshadowed its neighbor. There's a pineapple down here. No fruit on it. And then some longevity spinach. This morning or this afternoon, I'm going to try and sit down and do a bunch of cuttings off of that. Start some new plants. These guys are starting to take off now. These are the Cherokee Trail-a-Tears black bean. When I planted them in here last week, they were looking a little unhappy from still being in cell trays, but they are starting to perk back up. I still have not finished mulching this since last week. Here's our Nordicarmus melons. Hopefully we're going to get some fruit out of those. Another Thai basil. And these are our edamame type soybeans. Oh, take that leaf off there. It doesn't look too great. And I'll let those get a little bit bigger and hopefully I'll get to try some of those. And over here, this is another long bean variety like the red noodle, but this is its relative plant. This is the green noodle long bean. It doesn't have any fruit yet, but these are going to be the flowers on it. And we have a whole bunch more okra over here. They're looking pretty happy. We got a little zinnia down here. And I'm going to pinch the top of that and make it bush out some. Oh, a volunteer tomato. Or two. Let's see. This is our okra. It's already kind of branching out pretty nice under there. These are a blue pumpkin variety. It's called Jarradale or Jarradale pumpkin. And have some marigolds in there. This is our asparagus fern. They're a few months old. Go ahead and take these little weeds out of here. All right, so we'll let those grow out and then hopefully I'll have a more permanent space for them soon. These are mung beans with some basil. Oh, let's pull this little piece of grass. And pick these out. Oh, that looks like another volunteer tomato. I think I'm going to leave that. And then we've got mung beans. I'm guessing if they turn dark, they're ready. I don't. Well, I seem to be having some problems with the audio. I think it's the internet.